Hi guys, it's Mel. How are you doing today? Today I wanted to talk about Reiki. About 6 months ago I went to a shaman and she had mentioned to me about Reiki, and I actually I'd heard of it, but I really didn't know what it was, and so I asked her to explain it. She did a little bit, but I still really didn't quite understand what it was or what it involved, but I felt very drawn to it. I felt a very large pull and a push from the spirit world that I needed to pursue it further, and this is probably a path I needed to follow. And I was like, okay, I get that, but there just weren't any opportunities locally for me to plug into that. So fast forward to about a month ago, I heard about a local metaphysical shop here in town. Well, I knew about the shop, but they were having this class. It's like a monthly spiritual group that gets together every month, and the topic is different every month. And they just kind of get together, learn about it, practice it a little if it's something they can practice, and so on. So I thought, oh, that's cool. This is only $10, so super cheap for a class. So I was like, heck yeah, I'm gonna go check this out. So last month I went for the first time and met some really cool people. I'm so stoked to be plugged into a local community of people who are like-minded, which is awesome. It's always good, right? So anyway, I show up, and guess what the topic was, you guys? Reiki. I'm like, how funny. Okay, the spirit world obviously is pushing, and like, dude, pay attention. So I'm like, oh, okay. So it was so cool though. We learned about what it is. They gave us these little handouts that tells about what it is, kind of a little explanation of the history, which was amazing. Then we got to actually practice on each other. So we each got to receive some Reiki, and we each got to perform some Reiki as a group on the other people. So cool, you guys, so cool. I definitely fell in love with it, and since then have been practicing it kind of on myself and on family members. And recently, about a week ago, I asked a friend of mine who lives in another state if I could do a practice session on her, like a full-on healing session. And she's like, yeah, definitely, because she'd been having some health issues and stuff. So I was like, hey, since you have these problems, can I go ahead and try this and see how it works, and see how it goes for me and for you? She's like, absolutely. So I went ahead and performed the session, and it was so easy for me. I know that sometimes we try to overcomplicate the spirit world and all things like spiritual and all things kind of metaphysical. We try to make it harder than it really is. I know that some people have natural gifts. I say in quotations because technically anybody can tap into their spiritual side and all have the same abilities to tap into the same energies and the same abilities that all of us do. Some of us just choose to do that, and some people don't, and that's cool. Those of us that choose to explore that side of our life, some of us it comes a little easier than others depending on like how long we've kind of been aware of our abilities, etc., etc. You guys know my story, and if you don't, go check out my reluctant medium video to see my story. So I performed this session on her, and I was just so shocked really at how easily it came. I connected with one of her guardian angels, and it was very easy for me to converse back and forth with her. I saw her perfectly clairvoyantly in my head. It was the first time that it was that easy for me. I think I fight with myself a little bit, and so it kind of puts a block up for me. And this was the first time I'd relaxed. I had some music going in headphones, so I really couldn't hear anything but this music. And it just went really, really smoothly, and I was really happy with how it went. It made the point to me that this is something I should be doing. So I've decided to start a website with a blog, which is also something I've heard from some spiritual coaches as well as some of my spirit guides, that I should be blogging. I've always had a talent for writing. That was just an avenue that I have always been kind of pushed to pursue, and I finally decided to go ahead. So I did. I started a blog, you guys. It's obviously very new. There's only a couple posts there. I put one up a few days ago about what is Reiki, to kind of go along with this video. So that's there. There'll be a link down in the description if you want to go check that out. I've also decided, with a lot of coaching from spirit guides and from spiritual coaches, that I'm going to start offering distance healing sessions, Reiki healing sessions, distance Reiki healing sessions. For now, that's the only thing I'm going to do, but I know that I have a few other things in the works that I'm going to start offering too. But for now, distance Reiki sessions. So that's also on my website if you're interested in that. It was really great. The session I did, I typed up a little summary and emailed it to my friend, and she was like, oh my gosh, this is so relevant. Like everything in it, everything that our angel told her and everything that I had healed, she confirms that everything was exactly meant for her and exactly true, like the things that we came up with together. So it was very cool, very validating experience, and it gave me the courage to take that next step. I've been right on the ledge of doing it anyway for a few months, and this gave me the confidence to just go ahead and take that jump and do it. Follow my path, go where I'm being led, and just go with it. So anyways, so what happens with Reiki is it's basically an energy healing. So what the practitioner does is they tap into the divine energy, energy, the divine light, whatever you want to call it, the divine source, whatever you want to call it. They tap into that energy and that light and let it flow through them, and then they send it to whoever it is that is receiving the Reiki. Basically you go where you're led as far as the location of the body, and if you need to touch them, or some people like to touch, some people just like to kind of be right by your body, and you let the energy flow through you and out through your hands, and then perform the healing wherever it's needed, however long it's needed. And then a lot of people like to remove the energy. If they can feel negative energy or like blocked energy, remove that and get rid of it. And then you kind of send a wash of divine light through you to the person to cleanse that area. And then I like to do a wash of the whole body afterwards in whatever color light that their spirit guides give to me to give to them. And then I usually ask the spirit guide, whichever one I've connected with for their session, do you have any messages or gifts that you'd like to give to them? And usually there's several messages or gifts, or also during the healing, a lot of times they'll say, when you're healing a certain area, they'll give a message of how to keep the healing going. Try this, try that, you should do this kind of thing to keep the healing, the energy to keep the energy flowing nicely since you're performing a healing. So lots of messages, lots of gifts. It's just a beautiful experience. You end up with a healing, divine energy wash, and you end up with messages from your spirit guide or guardian angel, whoever it is that I connected with. So all in all, it was very beautiful. Keep in mind that each person performing the Reiki will do it a little bit differently. This is how I like to do it. Like I said, everybody's different. So the basic idea of Reiki is you provide a stimulus for the body to perform its own healing. So you give them the positive energy that your body might need to heal itself in a certain area. So remove the negative energy, provide it with positive energy so that it can then perform its healing. So several days afterwards, you will feel tired and maybe a little grumpy and emotional. Kind of like having massage. When you go to have a massage, they tell you drink a ton of water, to flush all the goop out. Same thing. You want to drink a lot of water to help your body flush and heal and just, heal itself the way it needs to. So anyways, that's the very general idea of Reiki. I might get into more detail in other videos, but for now, it's just kind of an overview. Like I said, everyone performs it a little differently, so every experience will vary depending on your practitioner. That's how I like to do it. If you guys have any comments or questions, definitely leave those down below and we'll get them answered. If you feel like I've left anything important out, definitely leave that below as well. It was great talking to you guys today. I hope you're having a blessed week and being a spirit friend. And definitely connect with me. I'm on Twitter. And I'm here, obviously, so you can leave me comments. And we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.